you? Spawn. You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor. I'm feeling strange, trapped in the grave. All alone, I'm riding my own skin. So see if I stay, a choking restraint. The perfect flame lays down my own name. Girls rising. Girls rising. The scars remain, a deeper to see. A blood field, blinded response. A bitter I cling to the ones that remain. Exile without reason. The time to kill us, to free us. We feel this like someone is clear to blow. We're building the power, strengthening the arm. Yeah, building the wall. Welcome to your demonstration.
People and things are there like something. Fuck!
All right, what is going on, everybody? How you doing? We are the Spawn review episode. Actually, I just noticed. So apparently, I jumped way into the future because this is episode 42, but I put up there 412. So the Spawn review episode 412 apparently is what we're doing tonight.
So this is like Images of Tomorrow, but like...
Yes,
Okay.
this is exactly like Images of Tomorrow.
I'm with it.
Yeah. I like it though. You know, it's kind of cool. Maybe we'll stick it.
No.
Maybe
Is
we'll
that
stick
right?
with it.
Yeah.
We are waiting for a few other people to jump in, if they jump in here, because we have an epic night tonight to look at. Spawn 364 hit the shelves, and it is worth every bit. And I have to say,
Yo.
$2.99. It's still not bad, right? Wasn't this supposed to go up to $3.99?
That's what I heard.
It's $2.99. Still
Yeah.
not bad. So everybody complaining about the jump up in price, it hasn't happened yet. At least I haven't seen it. So shout out to Tom McFarlane Productions for keeping that still around the $2.99 mark. Pretty damn excited. So here's what it is. By the way, chat, wherever you guys are at, still filing in here, share it out. Let people know that we're live. Get people in here. Let's talk about the new Spawn book. I hope that everybody went out there and bought it and read it, because I want to see what everyone thinks about it. I want to see some discussion in the chat about it. It's going to be a fun night. Say hey to the chat real quick as I'm here. Let's jump into who is rolling into the chat at this moment. Hell Lore's in the house.
Nice.
Hell Lore. Oh, I got one of our guys. Okay, let's pop him up here. Look at this
him.
guy, like he's about to go out on the night or out on the town. Look at him.
Look at that shirt.
You see us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? Is there
What's up,
music playing in the background, or is that just my headset?
No, that's playing in the background, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, what are these
He's-
voices in my head?
You notice anything different?
You're wearing a nice collar
Besides
shirt.
what you're dressed in,
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Is that Egyptian cotton?
it looks like Egyptian cotton.
I like it.
I love it. I love.
You're
I
not
want
wearing
to.
pants from the way
No,
what
you
you're
don't
doing.
notice
Definitely no
anything
pants.
different?
Do you notice anything different? This is like your wife or your girlfriend coming up to you one day and be like, "Do you notice anything different?" And I'm just like,
Tits are nice, you know. It's like,
I don't tell us, man.
yeah.
Tell us. Just tell us.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay. And there's no echo. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look
Yep.
at coming
And I
into
got a
the
new chair. Got a new chair.
dude. That's exactly the chair I have. I'm
Is
pretty
it
sure.
Really?
Yeah, I've just got mine covered up
It
with a
really
Sylvester.
is.
Yeah. Dude, these are awesome though.
This shit is fucking comfy, though.
It is. It wasn't even that expensive compared to some of the chairs out there.
Are we
Like
live or are we?
Yeah,
No,
we're live,
just
man.
yo, you remember what we talked about? That one thing about that one cocksucker?
Yeah, spill all the beans to everybody.
just go full down.
No, I just wanted to bring you up. Of course, we're live. It's past 8 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Zach is trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. Let me get back to the saying hi to the chat. Hail the Lord was #1 in the chat and #1 in our hearts. That makes you.
You're number one.
Yes, sir. And as always,
Hail to the king, baby.
hail to the king. We also have Mark Penguin in the house.
Mr. Penguin! A penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And his name is Mark Penguin. Great to see you, brother. We also have Wiley J. Draws in the house. Early bird gets the spawn. Yes. Yes, that is absolutely true. We have a member of the channel, Cosmic Studios, in the house. Of course, we got...
Oh my god! I'm sorry! I can't stop coming! I'm sorry! Oh, it feels so good!
And if Heath is here, we got to play this.
Afternoon. Stinks like sex in here.
SF Gaming is in the house. As a spawn in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I like that.
I'll take it.
I like it. Twisted Dreams is here, still asking if I have read Geiger. I have looked at it.
Got it.
I've looked at it. I still have not read it.
Subject's notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the read?
Yes. At this point, you are. SF Gaming says Curse of Shirley Johnson comes out tomorrow and the reprint of Spawn #5. And a reprint. Dude, I am so excited. We're going to be looking at Curse of Shirley Johnson next week. I'm just putting that out there.
I gotta be honest, man. I'm not sure if I want to bother with any new Spawn products for a while.
Dude, no.
Like,
Dude, look, you can be butthurt about the other stuff, but this is different, right? Everything we've seen about the Curse of Shirley Johnson, this is going to be legit. I'm just telling you right now. Legit.
I'm not knocking on it. It most likely is, but like the customer service aspect of the way things were being handled, especially on the campaign, I'm just, I don't know, man.
Well, that has a lot to do with that's completely different than the comic, though. You know, the toy thing, and I get that sucks that you never got your toy, and that because that's a lot of money right there.
Oh,
but that's
really?
that's different than the comics.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Show comments on stage. What does that do? Oh, look at that.
What'd you do?
A new feature. Can you see that? Or is that just for me?
That's just for you.
No, I can't see that.
I can't.
You can't see anything?
I see Zach.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out. There's a new feature that says show comments on stage. Like they're going to pop up here. So we're going to find out if that works or not. We're going to see. All right, everybody. Share this out. Let people know that we're live. Let's get in here and talk about this. Before we go around, we have Sean Ahrendt, the cutest little guy in the house. We also have Zach, the artist, drawing and doing this thing like he always does down there. I think it's just going to be the three of us rocking tonight. Zach and Sean. We're going around the horn. What do you think of this book? The story, before we get in it, no spoilers as we do. And then we're going to dive into it. Sean, starting out with you.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I got way more to say at the end, but I loved it. I loved it like a fat kid loves a cupcake.
Ooh.
Like
That's lime.
like
That's good.
Twinkies 2000. Like Prism sprinkles. Like give me diabetes ×3. That's how much I love this singular issue comic book.
I like it. That's awesome. Zach, are you that excited about it? Tell me what. Tell me.
So, for one, I called it. It was definitely one of the things I called. Like,
We're gonna have to get there because I forgot what you call, but when you get there,
it was definitely something we were talking about when we were trying to make a prediction of where things were going to lead and who the players might be involved with. And one of the predictions, or I wouldn't say predictions, I'd say hypothesis or hypotheticals was definitely one of the things I was leaning towards. And I was super, super stoked to see one of those hypotheticals I called out be like, oh, no shit, this is actually happening. And my excitement really goes in the fact that for anyone who's a Spawn fan, who's a new Spawn fan, or any old Spawn fan can attest that what you will see in this first issue will be the first time up to this point that it's ever been shown. No other Spawn fan has ever seen this. Both old and new readers alike.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, we're gonna dive into it. I love this issue. It was great. I saw Zach post in the group when he read it. I was like, no spoilers because I hadn't read it yet. So then I quick ran and read it real quick, and I was just like, dude, this book is one of the most epic setups to an event that I think I've ever read. Just the art was amazing. The story is just fun. It's compelling. We got the Spawn universe coming together. And I want to talk about something when it comes to the Spawn universe and how Todd is really, really separating himself from the rest of the Image lore with this book specifically. So Michael Pritchard's in the house says, wow, must be a sweet issue. It is.
Sweet as
Absolutely
candy,
is.
buddy.
Mhm.
Sweet as candy.
Alex RVB.
Yes.
VRB, I'm dyslexic, you know that. Says Zach, we be playing phone tag. Oh, damn. You hear that, Zach?
Damn. So I'm gonna call you after I finish the stream with these guys, bro. Yeah. Nah, my daughter.
Don't hold up. Let's hold you up on anything.
Do it right now.
Fuck
Hell,
us.
like, yeah,
My
don't worry about us.
daughter she got what does he call it? Hand foot mouth disease.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she-
it's never fun.
She gave it to me. So yesterday
You've got it?
dude, she gave it to me and I was like, dude, I had 101.8
Hi-
fever. I
Oh,
was
damn.
I was freezing to death. I was shaking now today I'm like all better, but I got the pins and needles pain up in my hands and feet.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean I had to work today 10 hours on the floor, no sitting, and my God, was it the most excruciating pain I felt in a long time.
That sucks, man. I'm glad hopefully you're feeling better soon. And guys, if you're in the chat and you're watching this now and you feel bad for Zach, send a super chat to me. It'll make me feel better that you guys are appreciating that. And then I'll send that passion on to Zach as in a form of like,
Emoji.
well wishes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you want him to feel better, send me a super chat. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it. Did I not pop this up? Oh, spoilers. Let me get back to page 1. What's the matter with me? What is the matter with me? Unprofessional. I was looking through the book again before we were going live, just appreciating, pun intended, the comic book art on this book, and I forgot to set it back to the beginning.
You know what? I got
There we
something to say about this book.
Tell me about it.
Do you guys feel this
Yes.
should have been a double-sized issue? I would have been absolute with what they showed in this book. I absolutely would have been okay with them upping the page count so I could pay a little bit more.
I actually thought it was at first. When I started going through, I was like, is this a bigger book? It's just the way that they put it out, the way
It's
that
just
it's put
words.
together. Yeah, it just feels like it's such a bigger book than it was, and it was just kind of the standard 20 pages that it normally is.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would have loved a double size, but that's just me. All right, starting out, this was not the cover I got. I got this cover right here, which I think was a lot. Why am I that bigger? Which I think is a lot better. It's
Yeah,
actually a
yeah.
storytelling cover.
Story-related,
It
yeah.
has something to do with what's going on in the actual issue itself. So I saw this and I was like, I have to get this. This was a badass cover. Probably my favorite cover in a little while because it had something to do with the actual issue.
Yeah.
And this, this was all right. Not a bad pin up, but it has nothing. It's just, nothing to do with stuff. All right. Why is this not? What's going on here? There we go. What is happening? There we
Just
Nope.
never mind.
Oh, it's in that.
Man.
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh look, I see words.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
comments, right?
Yeah.
Let's do. We do this. Nope, that's not what we want to do. Layouts. Let's do the old. There we go. Old school layout. Okay. Script by Todd McFarlane, as always. Art by Brett Booth. Inks Adelsa Corona, killing it. Colors by the great Robert Nugent. And Tom Orzechowski. Can never pronounce the name, but he's doing the whole team is here doing their thing. I can't say whatever. All right.
Isn't the colorist like a really big fan of us?
The colorist has commented before saying he watches the show when he works. I don't know if that's all the time,
I'm gonna say,
but
yes.
I'm just gonna say that it's all the time. So shout out to Robert Nugent, who watches the show all the time, is a big fan of the show. We're just gonna start
He's
that rumor
really
here
dead.
anyway. Could be. Let's start that rumor too.
Yeah.
It's his grandson. How about that?
Yes. I love it.
Love it. All right, guys. I know you're both drawing, but let's pay
I
attention.
I'm
Help me
here.
out
I'm here.
All right. Oh, look at this. Wait.
There's a super
Killing me,
chat,
Smalls.
motherfucker.
I heard an echo. Let's not. Hopefully that didn't
That's
happen.
not from me.
We
My,
got
my new headphones is Steel Series. Okay, that was a few $100. Yeah, they're supposed to be the best of the best headphones to have.
No,
It ain't coming from me anymore. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't it be very disappointing if it was?
I'd be so pissed. I would be so pissed.
All right, Alex. VRB for $2. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Says everyone needs one gay friend. Hence my boy Zach. What do you think about that, Zach?
But I'm not gay though. Like,
But if you were, I would still love you just the same.
but that's only if I'm gay. Like, no, because then you start losing friends. Like, what's going on with this?
Very close-minded.
Yeah, that's very close-minded. I'm all about, I accept you for who you are.
Yeah,
I'd have
I
you
love lesbians more.
hang out and drink with me and spend the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Share a bunk
Okay.
bed, pick up
Starting
chicks.
the issue out in heaven. Now, here's the thing. For longtime Spawn readers, I don't know if they've really depicted heaven in this way, but we're about to see the God of this Tom McFarlane universe, and in a very epic way. So shout out to Brett Booth for doing the art here.
I want to add.
Go for it.
Sorry, want to add very quickly. They have done it, and,
Okay.
and they've done it through Angela, mostly
Yes.
through Angela. And you'll
Okay.
usually see that where Spawn will get brought up to heaven for a second, or he's in Green World and heaven's got to intervene, or somebody from heaven's coming down. If you read the Angela run, issues 1 through 3, Angela is put on trial for not killing Spawn.
I remember
and you
that.
You see her in heaven.
But is that this heaven though? Or is that just like hell in this world has the many different layers of hell, right?
No, my memory, I'd have to go back to that material. I want to confidently say it's a section in heaven that
Okay.
they were touching upon.
I was just
This-
gonna say 'cause those are all angels,
Yeah, maybe this is a different faction,
Female
different
angels.
area, territory, what have you.
It's gotta be something similar to that because the design, obviously, the design is all Brett, but you have a lot of male angels as opposed to all the female angels that you saw. Granted, this is years later, right? So, anyway, we have these two angels here. It says, Hell's Queen seems responsible for this incursion. Your warriors, unfortunately, seem to have failed you, my lord. This is a throwback to what issue was that? The issue where we see Nyx's soldiers burying all those bodies with that dinosaur that they create this big kaiju monster out of. This is a throwback. So they're talking about those warriors that Hell was trying to hide from heaven, and apparently didn't do a very good job, because we see, here we go. Let's just jump into some awesome art in this, some awesome splash pages of these characters. This is what I'm talking about. The epic scale of this book is you have an introduction here early on in this book of the three big players that we're going to run into right now, besides Spawn and everything that's going on. And we get full page spreads of these, and it's just this, you feel the epicness of this book, of the imagery, and what's going to happen in the story. I mean, what are you guys feeling at this point when you're reading this book? Because right off the bat, I'm just like, I'm hooked. Let's go.
What a way to open it up with God. I remember Brett was on the show when he was hinting at that they were going to introduce him into the Spawn universe or the image, whatever. And
Didn't he
just
say he
kind
was
of
drawing him at that time, or
I think
they was getting ready to draw him.
Well, I think he said that he was working on a character that would be coming back. So we'll be seeing who that is in a couple of pages.
Yeah, in a second.
But he said that there's going to be a couple different looks to God. So if they don't do what's her name, it's a shame. But this is a fucking awesome. I need a toy of this.
So
this is badass.
This is so sick.
This is what I was talking about. I called it. Heaven was
okay. Tell me about it.
Heaven was going to make a play. Heaven was finally going to, you're going to finally see God. And, There it
He told
is.
us.
I did say that. I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna whatever is happening, if it's as big as they claim it, heaven's gonna start moving some pieces on the table because there was two things. One, either Al Simmons is gonna go ahead and create his own version of heaven
I
or
remember you
whatever he
brought that
said.
theory up. Yep.
Yeah, and another theory I brought up is that God's gonna come into play. To go to work with that theory that I was putting together, heaven had to have shown themselves in that. And here it is. God, you
Okay,
finally
I
see
got
God,
you.
right? And the thing that I find very interesting about this, that I really get a kick out of, this is the first time God has ever been seen. I think this is going to be a major key issue as time goes by, because it's the first time you see God in the Spawn universe. And it really does go to show that this event that's happening right now trumps any event that Spawn has ever went through prior to this, like Malbolgia dying and the throne of hell is being opened up, like anything Spawn related. Because if God is being shown, then whatever is happening right now is so severe. This actually will be the downfall of heaven if this does go through.
I like I like it. I really
Mm.
do. I'm excited to see if that actually plays out the way you're thinking. Um, it
Crown
says
of
here,
Fire.
as he contemplates the message, his anger swells. His battalion of angels had a mission to prevent anyone from ascending to prominence on Hell's empty throne, but contact with them was lost weeks ago. Again, throwback to all his warriors, or the warriors that went out being killed and buried in Hell himself. He'll deal with that indignation, if I can speak, on another day. And I just like the interaction here between these major characters. I just want to read this real quick, just kind of get the setup what you have between these three major players here when you talk about the supernatural spirit world. Uh, this version of God here says, "This queen of theirs must not have received my message then, since she doesn't quite understand that Earth is mine. I have to make the message painfully clear to her." And we'll just scroll down here so you can get this full kind of like Doctor Doomish version of God here, all gold, all fire. I gotta really say this is a epically awesome design. And then it says the deliverance will soon come, attached with his legendary rage that we mortals have come to know as the wrath of God. So there you
So
go.
you
Badass.
the only thing that I'm curious about, because there could have been two different ways to do this. It was this way to really show God's menacing side to himself, that when you
Hmm.
piss him off, you'll catch his wrath, like it said. Or two, I thought an interesting way could be the fact that they show him innocent. It's kind of like when you see Jesus Christ. He's when you look at him, he's very innocent. Uh, he doesn't look like he can body 20 people at the same time. He's a preacher. All these different things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the impact of showing God in an innocent light would have been more of a heavy payout than having him shown as badass and grungy, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, because I know back in the day, wasn't God depicted early on in Spawn as that like an old lady, the old black lady?
He took on the
Not
form of an
not
old
the
lady.
not the mama or the
Grandmother.
that, yeah, not the grandmother character, but there was, I thought, and maybe I'm crossing that with some other John. I don't know. I can't remember. But I thought that they had, anyway. Edwin is in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see
Yo.
you. Also, Jeremiah Blackwell is here. It says,
Ooh.
this already feels very 90s to me. 100%. The thing I love about Brett's art is its 90s feel, but it's like updated 90s with a feel of like anime and manga put into it as well. So you get that familiar kind of 90s feel, but it's also modernized, if that makes any kind of sense. So I think
Yeah, I'm
that's
with
why
it.
it works and it's awesome. Then we take a quick trip to Green World. It says the true birthplace of the universe, a universe's origin. A very few places even known to exist. Anybody that's tried to find it out, I've never survived, blah, 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 go back. Anyway, go read the book. I'm not going to read everything about it, but these are all the minions bringing their messages to the leaders of these different worlds. You got heaven, You got Green World now. You got this Groot-looking motherfucker saying, it's true, Nyx has taken full control over hell. And now we get this another just epically epic spread of the character Gaia, which I had never seen before. So if Eric was in the chat, the resident Spawn expert, or maybe Zach, who knows a lot more about this stuff, has Gaia been shown before? Or is this kind of the first time we're seeing her?
I believe Gaia has been shown since the early pages of King Spawn. There's
Okay.
even prior to that, she was one of the
She was in bushes, right, or like a tree.
yeah, she was.
Well, that's
she
kind of
was
what she is here.
Yeah,
Just like a head, though.
she wasn't. I
Oh,
think she was. I think she was the land itself in Green World.
Yeah.
gotcha. Well,
'Cause
Brett does.
at some point she had control of Wanda.
Okay. Well, Brett, I don't know if it's a redesign or whatever, but he draws her basically on this tree throne as she's kind of like embedded in the tree. She's part of it. Just sick design, great textures. She's got the what looks like the third eye in her head up there. I'm thinking that's what that is. I could be wrong. But she
I like
says,
how these pages are all kind of mimicking each other.
yeah,
Well,
The
right. The
layouts
whole
of these.
the grid and
Yeah.
then the splash, grid splash. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great composition because it's letting you know shit's about to go down, and they're letting you know
Yes.
who are the actual heavy hitters of the realms before the small players start to take over.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Like you could feel like great storytelling. Shout out to Todd McFarlane, the writer. And I've said this before. Like I feel like some people like to shit on him as a writer. I think this has been dope as far as the writing goes, and then the layouts. Obviously, Brett is killing it. But the storytelling in this, the build up in this, like you could feel it, and it doesn't stop here. It just keeps building and building and building. Which is why I said I think this is one of the most epic build ups to whatever we're gonna see coming up in the next few issues. But she says,
Yeah.
"Go ahead."
One second. Like,
Yeah.
his scripting, like, it's a little wonky at times, but his writing, his storytelling has always been A+++.
And I feel like his scripting has gotten better too over the
It's
years.
gotten better over 30 years of doing something.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I hope so, but yeah, it's not
But
bad.
again, again, why the fuck is Brett not doing the main cover? Because this would have been a perfect issue for him to do a main cover for.
Yeah, probably a time related thing, I'd imagine. Or I mean, Todd's got his own thing when it comes to the covers. You'd have to ask him about that. I hope that they.
I can confidently tell you that a book like this, an evergreen, I can't even talk, an evergreen green character, the artist of the interiors would absolutely love to do the cover for it. It would probably be the very
Brett said he'd love to do a cover.
Yeah.
Brett's come out and said he'd love to do it. I just think it might be a time thing, and I don't know. It's who knows. That's one thing I'd like to see him change is give Brett the cover. He can whip it out, pun intended, but he can knock that out really quick. He's a fast artist.
Mm-hmm.
So Guy says that, and we're all talking about Nyx here. God was talking about Nyx, now Guy is talking about Nyx. Says that lust for power is what her throne is feeding off of, and she's too blind with ambition to know when she's being corrupted by the very seat that she sits upon. I almost said shits upon. Hell won't let her rule them, and that's not how it works. By the time she figures that out, she'll be their slave, and so will Earth. If that happens, I'll destroy that planet once again. And they basically describe here that the guy has destroyed Earth twice before, and it starts out by like poisoning the water and the air, and then just snuffing out all life until a time passes where then she sparks life again. So I thought that was a pretty epic introduction for that character. Shit, we got Admiral Wackass in the house. We got a few people jumping in here. Let me say hi to Christopher Bashad's in the house. Good to see you. Dennis Kelly's here as well. She was in Curse of Spawn. Gaia was? Okay, right on. I gotta refresh my memory on all of them. I remember
so she was an early character then.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you. Heath said, yeah, the first appearance of God was an old lady in one of the very early issues. That's what I thought. Like I had that in my head that like that was a version of God in the old book. All right, so now we're jumping to hell. So we've covered heaven, we've gone to Green World, now we're going to hell. So yes, we're covering all the major players here, the stuff we've been wondering about over the last 20 issues or so. Wait, no, not 20 issues, 15 issues, 14 issues that we've been trying to figure out what's going on. And again, you do this 9-page grid or this 9-panel grid showing the different aspects of hell. And again, here we are, the minions. Now it's Nyx's
Good
minions
beats.
coming.
Good
Yeah,
beats.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very fantasy, right?
Yeah.
This whole start to this book has a very epic fantasy feel to it, and you can definitely I feel like that is Brett's influence on what inspires him and what his influences are. The minions come up and says, as requested, your servants have arrived. Sorry, your servants have arrived on Earth near spawn, and now we just get another epic shot, and here we go, Nyx on her throne, just looking sexy.
So I love how the wording, they specifically pick the wording very carefully, and the way that they're writing how the power has seduced Nyx. Well, no fucking
Yeah.
shit, right? Because if you go back to issue 350, it is
Right.
very clearly stated that once Nyx makes that decision, she's not going to be who she once was. It's going to overwhelm her and potentially just change her
And
into
instantly, it does.
yeah, it's exactly. No shit, and I think it's on a prophecy level because one, if you read the Book of Nyx, it definitely is something that is foretold,
True.
as well
True.
as if God is making a play, then this is something that could be a potential threat to take down heaven that God even knows about since way back in the day, and this is a moment that God Himself has to prepare for.
Yeah. She says, if Simmons wants to play hero, it'll cost lives. That will get him to do what I need. He's too weak mentally to ignore all the bloodshed. And she's just dogging Al right now, especially when he finds out that I'm not interested in Earth. I missed this part. It says, very good. Well, see now if Spawn will voluntarily trigger his power for my servant or whether more human sacrifices. So she needs apparently Spawn to ignite his power into this kaiju. We don't know why, for what purpose, right? But that seems to be the whole thing. Like, this whole thing is just a ruse. It's a trick for Spawn to apparently use his power.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, use his power on this creature, which is apparently going to make it even more powerful. So, we're going to see. And then you get this awesome panel. And again, bringing it all together, right? You hit all the three major players, all their dimensions or whatever, and now you're going to close up this intro with all the characters on the same page, face shots, very determined, building up that tension as we're about to go out into the story. And it says, though at this moment all three deities have made a crucial mistake, they will all regret in the years to come, because until now most of their actions have played out away from the prying eyes of humans.
Again, all three deities, meaning these are probably the only three deities in this Spawn universe.
That would make sense because they've really built up these three.
If there was any other major players, they would have been put into play now. So this is a strong indication.
That's a good point.
There's no other beings like them.
No, that's a great point. And so this whole thing that is a Seb says, for the most part, the scale and reality of how many shadow players are here on Earth has been well kept secret. The talks of super beings being real is still being debated on the internet. This is why I want to say this next coming pages, Todd is making a hard line in the sand that the Spawn universe has no attachment to Image anymore, like the Image universe. It has no attachment to the old Image universe at all. This is a brand new thing because they're talking about people not being aware of superpowered beings and all this stuff until this kind of moment, right? I noticed that right off the bat. Like, this is kind of a soft retcon, knowing that most of the Image universe that was there when he started with the rest of the founders is gone. This is squarely, firmly a Spawn universe.
I'm with it.
Okay. So now we jump to this.
Goddamn.
We're just going to take a second to appreciate this mastery.
Those gestures, the composition.
It's just so good. I'm going to put this on full screen so everybody can see. I'm going to drop us out for a second. I just want you all to see how awesome this is. It's just one of those things that, again, you got the epic setup with your God, Nyx, Gaia, and then you double page spread. So just this book is massive in scale with the way that it's drawn. And it truly like a 90s feel. Like, who was it that said it earlier? was it Heath Ward that said it had a 90s feel to it?
Yeah.
Absolutely does, because of the way that it's drawn, just the in your face, the big art, the big setup, the big action. It's just to be appreciated so much. This is just so badass. So you got
It's extreme.
Cygor, you've got Curse of Spawn, obviously Spawn, you've got Redeemer, Lady Spawn. Is that her name?
She
Spawn. I was gonna say that's not right. Who is this? The Fiend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Gunslinger, the Mandalorian Spawn, the Mandarin Spawn, Medieval Spawn.
Who's back? Who Medieval Spawn came back in Scorched. The last issue
Okay.
or the issue before.
And then you've got Haunt, you've got what is this guy's name?
Tremor.
Tremor's
Monolith?
down here.
Yeah,
Monolith,
that's
yep. And then was that Bulletproof?
Yeah.
So you got all the major players that we've been seeing lately across the Spawn universe books. And although we haven't seen all of these characters lately in the Spawn book, we know that there was a setup in the last issue we read where he got a hold of Spawn. It was basically like call everybody in, Let's go to the next page. Again, you follow that double page spread up with another double page.
Dude.
This is why I'm saying, like, I was reading this, I'm like, every page turn, it's like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, the colorist really fucking puts in the work.
Shout out to Robert Nugent.
Yeah, fan of the show.
Detail. And I gotta tell
Fan
you,
of the show.
you know how hard it is to make sure you can see all the detail in the line work and still not get lost. It's impressive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This team is just this team is great.
I hope they stay for a long, long time.
It's like Mark Silvestri. I'm telling you what, Brett is the best artist in the game right now. Hands down, not even a conversation. Not even a conversation. And he needs to start getting that recognition because he is up there. He's trending up in the GOAT status for me. He really is.
Put some respect on that goddamn name.
Brett motherfucking Booth.
Facts.
Put that respect on there. Please be a movie that towers the Avengers movie. This would be an insane movie. It really would.
Yeah.
So
speaking of movies, if I were you guys, I'd start buying any Spawn back issues as much as you can because
I got a ton of them.
I got them right here.
I got some gaps to fill in.
More and more comic shops are not having any of them.
No, it's really hard to find old
that's because
Spawn
the movie's
issues.
on the verge of coming out soon.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I've got a few number ones and 1 through 4s and like some of the early issues. That's for sure.
Well, I mean So like the early ones, everyone's gonna get those. Those ones are not really gonna jump in price as much. What's really gonna jump in price is anything from like issues 85 all the way to like issues like 280, and then from issues 300 to 320, and then 350 to now.
So we get this shot of this kaiju here, and I like how the camera changes. We're getting a back shot now of all the characters, and I just love how Brett does a really good job of making sure they're all on the exact sides that they're supposed to be. For the most part, they've kind of moved around a little bit, but you get this shot of this. I don't know what we're calling this creature yet. Just Magoo. But the scale of this, the motion. I love the weight of this character, how he's moving so slowly through the water and just the water splashing up. And you have a sense of just this slow, gigantic motion, right? Momentum of this creature as he's walking up, and all these heroes trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do. So this says, there will soon be debates about who they are. And they're talking about the costume creatures or the costume characters. Cause now the whole world is seeing this, right? The news is seeing it. They're reporting it. It says there will soon be debates on who they are and where they come from. Can they be trusted? And ultimately, can they control them? There will be ugly and messy conversations as distrust will begin. I missed that part. Will begin to flourish among the populations worldwide as all that we've felt or held dear to will soon begin to be chipped away. I do like this. That it's just, he's kind of presented in this way that what we're seeing now as people in the Spawn universe, the real people, everything they're witnessing is going to kind of chip away at their all the spiritual, all the religions of the world is going to start crumbling because what they believe to be true is not really true, and now they're seeing the reality. You guys catch that part?
Yeah, I think
So-
that's the most Todd has ever thrown himself into a book.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
it's
100%. I agree.
interesting. I just wondering if it also kind of retcons what Al Simmons did a little bit when he told the world that he was Spawn in issue 300 or the events leading up to 300.
See, and I didn't read a lot of that, so I wasn't really reading at all anything that was going on in the coming up to 300. So I'd have to go check that out. We got Eric in the house. Is a little late. What's up? What's
Yo.
up with you, brother? Eric
you?
is our resident Spawn expert. Killing as usual. We also have Rick Saylor in the house,
What's up?
member of the channel, and of course, if Rick is here, I gotta play the Rick video for you, which is
The
here.
common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
Facts.
Mm.
Good to see you, Rick. Hope all is well. So we jump to Washington, D.C. 6 hours earlier, and we get the Pentagon. Everyone's scrambling around to figure out what the hell they're going to do, how the hell they're going to take care of this. Nothing that they've done so far has stopped this kaiju monster from going through where the path that it's going through. It's already destroyed an island. What island did they say it was? Maybe it's in a different. Yeah, Staten. Yeah, maybe they say it in a different scene, but they talk about the destruction. Right? There's stuff going on right now. Nothing they've done has been able to slow this down. Oh, and now they're getting a report of all these costume people. And they basically like, can they be trusted? And if not, he says, use them if you can. Otherwise, they're collateral damage. I don't know really what they think they're going to do against superpowered beings, but apparently this dude with the scar, who we still know exactly what his role is not too intimidated by it. But by the way, I love the old school circular glasses here. The John Lennon glasses,
Yeah. At the end of all of this, like once they fight, whatever, yada yada yada, I want Spawn to give the speech from Rocky IV. If you can change, if I can change, we can all change.
We can all change.
You know what's funny? I think he's a character that'll be working with Jason Wynn and helping him back
Rocky?
whatever he's doing. The guy
That
with
would
the
make
glasses.
sense. Yeah, that would make sense. See, that would actually, because we haven't seen Win in a second, except for because I haven't been reading Scorched or anything. So in the main book, we haven't seen him. So maybe that
Where's
is.
Scorch? It's been a minute.
We were going to look at it until this came out. So we'll eventually get back into Scorched. There's so much stuff to look at when you talk about Spawn. We have the usual news going around. Now, these to me are different anchors than usual, unless it's just Brett's take on them. But usually there was like an Oriental woman, right?
Yep.
And so that looks like they at least they changed her out.
She
No,
went on
that's not her.
vacation.
Yeah, she went on vacation, right? And so they're basically just reporting on this all from different points of view, kind of like the media does. I do kind of like that. Read through it, guys. It's actually pretty funny because you got the reporting in the news, like this is supposed to be straight news, and then this is kind of like entertainment news, and this is the conspiracy guy, right? The Alex Jones.
I don't think that's the same guy either.
No, they've all changed. Unless it's just the designs.
I like my fat fuck guy that was always bitching and complaining about everything. Oh, it's in the water. It's everyone's turning gay. Like I'm
the turning frogs gay. So read through it. It's funny. If you got the book, check it out. All right. 2 hours later, because Todd's really been liking to do this kind of like, we'll give you the scene, and then we're going to take you back in time, a little bit, and then we're going to build it back up. Spawn's basically here waiting. She'll be here relaxed. So they're waiting on She-Spawn, I believe, to get here. You got Mandalorian, Curse of Spawn, everybody that we've been following over the last couple of issues. She says
Mandalorian's accent though, because you have to stick to character.
Oh, what did I do last time? Did I even have it? Did I have an accent for him?
In my head, there is.
I don't know if I did one for him last time. I know I get yelled at every time I do like the Japanese language.
By who?
You.
Really?
Just like, oh, he's like, he'll be here. So Al's like, She'll be here, so relax. He's like, it says, don't have the luxury of time, Spawn. Not if the threat is
You know
what
what's
we
funny
think.
when you make your voice sound like grainy, like sound like it has sand in your back of your throat. You know,
Oh,
it
shit.
sounds like you're trying to like. If for some reason I get Snake from Metal Gear, like for some
Oh,
reason,
Oh.
I like that. I need to go into voice acting. That's what I need to do.
no, no, I don't
She
think you have
says,
that range.
I got range,
Dream
dude.
Killer.
I just,
Wow.
Dream
We're
Killer.
supposed to be.
Thanks, Zach.
I got.
This dude, right off the bat. Okay. She Spawns comes in and she says, you don't have to think. It's been confirmed. That thing is from hell. I don't know why she's got a deep voice too. I just read the report and all the reading tells us it's not man-made. This is hell's doing. So they're basically figuring out that this is Nyx doing her thing. He's like, you're 20 minutes late. I said I was looking at data. This is a lover's spat, right? You know, because we saw Al put the moves on her, 2 issues ago?
Yeah.
Was it 2 issues ago?
Yeah.
Must
2?
have been like 4 or 5 issues ago. I know it was like he goes in for a fucking kiss. He's like, "Ooh, I'm sorry."
It's
Like,
before Blood kicked his ass. Yeah, so it was.
yeah, that must have been like 4 or 5 issues ago.
Yeah. You're right.
Damn.
Yeah. So he's got a little pent up stuff going on there.
Yeah, we're getting old.
He's not happy about that. Says you need to be able to do both at the same time. Delays will be fatal here on out. Remember your military training, soldier. And she's like, don't do that. We're not going there. This is Al. He's just like, look, everybody fall in line. Let's go. You're all soldiers. We're going into a war. Take it serious. And a lot of these people, it's just, they seem very unorganized. I'll say that. That's what I got from this. I mean, what did you guys think?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
not really
organized to a point,
soldiers.
but yeah. It seems like they're almost not prepared for this. That's the sense I got.
Who
Like,
the
yes,
fuck would be? Let's be real. Like, who would be prepared to see hell, like Hell's Hound, ready to knock on your planet? Like, let's do this.
right. Sheldon Martin's in the house. He says, use your Ronan Joe voice. Isn't that the Ronan Joe voice? The Ronan. What is my Ronan Joe voice? By the way, when Sheldon's here, I also have to play this.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Also, a member of the channel. Good to see you, bro. Rick Saylor's dropping links like a crazy man in the chat. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Okay, here we go. Back to this. So we get this kaiju because nothing seems to be slowing it down. It's tore through a tiny island not long ago, and the U.S. military is still unorganized. So the military is unorganized. It seems like Spawn's unorganized. This thing is just stomping away. Again, like, just I love the Godzilla feel, and they even say it in this book. One of the reporters, like something like out of a bad Godzilla movie, and that's really how they kind of set it up here with just this kaiju hulking through the ocean, just slowly going to its destination, destroying things on its path. Very awesome. I love it. And Spawn's basically like, well, then pick a spot and we'll meet it there. We'll draw a line in the sand. No further. 20 minutes earlier. We should be making visual contact soon, but I'm not. But I'm curious. Why don't you want the others with you? So Spawn just goes out basically with Haunt. And he says basically because being a Hellspawn could actually be a deterrent. I might need a plan B. And now here we go. Sean, you want to set this up? Because this was something we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah,
the Brett thing.
Yeah. We when Brett was on, he was drawing this page, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. He's like, somebody from the past is going to show up in this issue. And of course, our nerd radar is like, ooh, I wonder if it's going to be this person.
Like Spawn lore. Yeah, we're thinking about like some. Yeah.
But like Cyber Spawn, Manga Spawn.
Right.
Nope, it's Focus, the speedster, which is awesome because hasn't gotten enough attention in the Spawn universe minus what's the Cowboy Spawn's name again?
Gunslinger
in that book. And he hasn't been shown since Brett drew it last. That was probably over a year ago. So maybe longer.
Yeah, he was like in a couple issues of Gunslinger.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was a cool character. So to have him just kind of show up and come back, I thought that was a fun surprised that like that was a good twist, right? I wasn't
Putting in the
expecting him to show
toys.
up.
Yeah. Like what I love that Todd's doing or has been doing for the past few years is taking the toys. He's making new toys. He's getting old toys, put them together, making this fun romp for us. So like, there's so much that's like unexpected, where like stuff like you're like, oh, this trope it's gonna go down. Yeah, okay, but he's doing a cool twist on it, like he normally does. So like, this is
Yeah.
my favorite monthly book.
And I like these guys are saying, like the speedsters, it's fun to have a speedster in the Spawn universe, especially Brett's love for the speedsters,
Mhm.
and just the way he kind of draws it. Like this is this is the pose you would see him draw the Flash in, and that's what I really like. The kind of the not really an Easter egg, but just, I mean, you see this character and like, yeah, we know right off the bat, just everything about this is awesome. The colors do a great job with just the speed that he comes in here. So it was pretty cool to see him. Sean Martin said, a massive monster walking out of the ocean sounds like something out of a great Godzilla movie. I agree. Facts. So Focus shows up. He's just like, he one of yours? And he's like, I'm hoping.
Yeah,
Because they've never met, right? Like he always just interacted with Gunslinger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I read that too, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess they haven't interacted with each other. Says we got a problem though. There's so much panic in the place, or in places, it's causing gridlock. The giant hits the mainland. It could get ugly real fast. So the whole idea. Oh yeah, shit. And again, we're just the amount of characters in this book is awesome, and I think that's what blew me away. Like we're finally seeing a book, and I said this before when we were talking about the setup of what we're going to have when we finally get to this epic conclusion. I don't think we're there yet. We're still in the setup, and I even think what we're going to go into is still a setup for a setup. But
Right.
we are finally into a book now. We're having all these characters interact in the main book, not Scorched, not Kingspawn, not whatever, but in the main book. And Brett's drawing all these characters coming together. So this was just again, we are continuing on with this epic setup where every character gets a little bit of screen time, and then you get some cameos and you get some stuff you didn't expect. So you get Monolith coming in here. He says, then count me. I don't know the voice. Then count me in. That sounds like
Ooh.
Whack.
Do it.
Like
You're whack, Jay.
Yeah. Soundwave.
It was
Like
whack.
Soundwave.
Like
I can't do the Soundwave voice.
Oh,
Do it.
I can't. I don't got the voice. I sound like a 14-year-old girl that smokes.
I'm trying to give him a little bit of a hulking voice, but not like
Sauron.
Sauron. What does he sound like?
Like Soundwave, but deep and dark.
I don't know. No, that's too dark. That's too evil.
It's too dark.
That's too dark. That's too. It says, I need this planet to survive for different reasons than yours.
I wanted to crack a joke, but I was like, nah, it's inappropriate.
Do it.
No.
We're already shadow banned on YouTube.
Yeah.
No way.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty
No,
sure.
Oh, that's whack.
Right now, I'll take whatever I can get. Time's getting short. He's like,
Sounds like my sex life currently. But I love how like everybody's getting their moment, but it's not claustrophobic with so many characters. Like everybody's getting their proper time. Like you remember like reading like Infinity War or Crusade, and it's like all these characters are there, but they didn't do shit. They were just standing in the background.
I really hope that Spawn from Rat City doesn't come in. I'm from the future, so I have a key that's going to help you guys stop this fucking thing from
now
doing
listen,
its thing.
I have no problem if the Rat City Spawn comes into it, because Brett would draw him awesome.
Yeah,
it's just it's the book that I don't like, but the character is still, it's a cool character design that I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it drawn correctly and put into the main story if they were to show up, because why not? You're bringing all these other characters together. Why not bring him together? I just feel like he could show up. Sheldon said, yeah, Sean, give Monolith a 14-year-old girl voice.
Agreed. Others will soon be coming. Heroes, villains, vampires. They all need to do their part.
So he brings in heroes, villains, and vampires. Like everybody's going to be getting together, apparently, to fight the forces that are coming. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Are you going to start seeing villains that they've been fighting, like the vampires start working with Spawn now to work against heaven and hell and Green World. I mean, I just, where the hell's Jim Downing? What the hell's going on?
Possibly. That's a good question. Good prediction.
Wasn't he just in one of the?
It's been a little bit.
It was Scorched, I thought, recently.
Oh, okay. Again, I haven't been reading Scorched, so you have to fill me in on that.
I don't fucking know.
By the way, everybody, wherever you're watching, please hit the like button. If you're in the YouTube chat channel, if you're watching live, you're lurking, subscribe to the channel. Wherever else you're at, share it around. Let people know that we're live. Get them in here for some good Spawn conversation. We are looking at Spawn 364. This is episode 42, even though it says episode 412. We're jumping into the future, so you get a look at what's going on in the future. So congratulations to you.
But more importantly, back type 1, we're $10 away from 10K.
Yes.
Take it out of your kids' college fund. Like, let's be honest, your kid's not going to college. They're not going to be here by then. Do God's work. Do God's work. And get us 10K. Thanks. Yeah, back to you.
Sheldon says that's great. He loves your 14-year-old voice. That was good. All right, so Spawn is not happy here that Monolith is coming in saying that villains and vampires and everybody is going to be coming and helping, because he's basically like, we don't need those fucking psychos coming here to mess stuff up. Like, Spawn's looking at this as you can't control all these people. It's going to probably be more chaos with everybody joining in than it's going to be organized. And he's a military guy, right? He's trying to come up with strategy, trying to, structure and all that stuff. And this is why I said it seems like it's unorganized. Like, there's not enough. It seems like he's trying to be a leader, and some people are following him, but other people seem like, and especially if the vampires get in, can you trust the vampires if they show up? Can you trust, whoever else? So it's going to be interesting.
It's like a group chat.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's a good point, which is horrible, by the way. Don't ever do that, guys.
Yeah, don't do group chats, please. Don't invite me in.
Monolith says, I've seen this happen before on this planet on a planet I used to live on. Total genocide. What do you think I'm here on Earth, or why I'm here on Earth? So that's a great shot too. Yeah. Monolith has never looked so good.
That's so Joe Mad.
It's just so damn good. The tiny little head, the broad shoulder, the big body. Like, that's how you draw a bulking character, right? Yeah. You want to show the mass. I don't need a massive head on this character. Give me, show the mass of the character with the smaller head. And Brett does it the way it should be done. Hunt's letting everybody know this dude is coming. And I love this scene right here. And I'm just going to scroll down for a second. We get this slow, creepy walk as Haunt is alerting everybody that this thing is coming. And this great shot with
he reminds me of that vulture.
He's basically like, yo, guys, stop arguing. We need to defeat this thing. It should be the only thing we're concerned about. But I love that. Again, I want to see Brett, before it's all said and done, do a Spider-Man book. Yeah. Please.
I
don't rain on my parade, Zach.
I'm not. I'm actually. If Brett's gonna do a Spider-Man, like anything, I'd like to see a dark story be told. I think Brett would excel at that. He's got a unique style, and I think it would fit more.
I'd like to see him write his own story and not have to mess around with the writers at Marvel. That'd be the only thing, right?
Now, of course, when I say that, I don't mean it out of ignorance. It's just more because I know artists can draw anything. They absolutely can. It's just
I can.
It's kind of like what his art, really would excel at the most if he had a total free for all on a character, and if he was doing Spider-Man, I think he would kick ass on our darker story. Where Peter's daughter got kidnapped, and Peter has to try to find her. And he can't, and it's stressing him out. So he's like, fuck this. I'm going to start incapacitating all my enemies to get to her. Shit. Yeah, because when you push him against the wall, he'll start to cross that boundary just a tad bit.
By the way, shout out to the Core 20 that's in the house. I haven't given you guys a shout out for a while, and I do apologize, but you guys are here as always. Rocking out the chat. We're looking at Spawn 364, about to wrap this issue up. So we get the creature unexpectedly, the creature stops in its tracks for 60 seconds to stand unmoving. I like how it's just like a very, very purposely stated number, 60 seconds, you know, or a time. It says, and then it speaks, and you get this epic shot of its face,
Hey,
and we
you
all hear
guys.
the voice for the first time, and it goes, "Bring me Spawn."
Yeah, I hope his voice is like Tiny Tim.
That's
It's
what-
like,
what- I'm saying, what would be more intimidating though is you get this big ass creature and he's got this like tiny little voice coming out of it, which is awesome. But anyway,
He's like, I got a thyroid problem.
What is going on with this mic today?
I'm really 6 years old, but like I'm the fucking just quiet.
It's too good. But the shot is do that. Okay, what was Alex says, do that again, Joe, but toss in a Mickey Mouse laugh. I don't know if I can do the Mickey Mouse. Let's see. How does Mickey Mouse do his laugh? Oh, bring me Spawn. Oh, bring me Spawn. Oh.
I can't.
Zack's episode is funny.
Somebody do a Donald Duck. That's what we need.
No.
I can't do it. I had a friend that could do a Donald Duck impersonation perfectly. It cracked me up.
No. Imagine if he's like, before he says "bring me Spawn," he's like, "Bring me Spawn."
Oh, gee.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, good Lord.
Like,
Oh. So good. Okay. All right. Let's get back to serious. Let's bring it back in here. All right. Ending the issue though on this very, very epic shot of the monster's face. I just love how this, again, you get the impact, the feel of the sound wave that this monstrous voice is making. You get these the fighter jets going by him, starting to engage in him as well. And it's just bring me Spawn, you know. And so now we're gonna play out to the next issue. Is Al going to fall for this trick of using his power now that he's got his power back and he's all, you know, hubris, right? He's all big man on campus with his power right now because he's kicked everybody's ass, kicked Nick's ass, kicked Mandarin Spawn's ass. And here we go. You know, is he just gonna be like, fuck this, I'm gonna do something stupid and make this thing even more powerful? I mean, where do you think we're going from here, guys?
Oh man, imagine if like Spawn, his own allies is what keeps him over.
What do you mean?
Wait, like they turn on him?
Well, imagine this. Imagine like, it's like you're in a battle zone, and you know, in order to turn the tide, like to win the war or to kind of like settle things, like, you know, the only thing you have to do is to, you know, surrender, you know, give them something that they need. And, you know, it kind of puts on the pressure of other people. They're like, would they break down and succumb to that demand, knowing that it will act, like knowing that they think that, hey, this is actually what they want and stuff. But, you know, they're too ignorant to the fact that they just got played. And I think Al would not, you know, he'd be like, no, this is exactly what they want. I think
Hopefully he's that smart.
Yeah, I think some of his allies and enemies will actually try to turn him over.
Now, I think what would be actually a better story is if he wasn't that smart and that he does do something, you know, because what has been his mistakes so far? Putting Nix on the throne. That was obviously a mistake, right? Now Al has come off over the last few issues as someone that is just, how would I explain this? Free balling it, he's just doing what he does, not listening to anybody else, doing his own thing. So if he did something that made it worse by igniting this creature, and having it now play right into Nyx's hand, maybe that would make him stop and have to actually think about what the hell is going on instead of the same approach that he's been doing. I know everybody thinks he had a strategy going up against Blood, that it was going to make Nyx. What was it, Jay, that had that strategy that was going to make Nyx come and give his power back? I almost think that he was just so headstrong. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to go fight Blood. And got his ass kicked. And it just so happened that Nyx was there to be able to give his power back. I don't necessarily know if it was a brilliant plan or not when it came to that. So, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he's not actually doing the smartest thing in this book. And he's almost the downfall of everything that's going on right now. And maybe that's a character building thing where he has to be able to overcome that going forward. And maybe he's going to make a big mistake here by getting this thing all powerful so that it can go attack heaven. Then you're bringing God into it, and like all this stuff happens, and it's all because of Spawn, right? And now he's going to have to be the guy that handles it.
Now, do you think he's too on the go, like with being like who he was in the past and not as analytical as he should be at times? Like more of I don't know, more like me, where you don't think things through, you just fucking shoot it forward and worry about the consequences.
I'd say he's more careless now than he was when he was younger.
Yeah, I'll say that. That seems exactly what it is.
I'm being dead ass. You read issues 1 through 100. He is very methodical. He thinks everything fucking through.
Well, think about it. Wanda's not here anymore, so what does he really care about? Like the kids?
It was. Well, you are right to some extent. There is some truth to that. Absolutely. But it wasn't just that. It was, it was his best friend. He was like, "Fuck, man," because Jason Wynn has him under her thumb. He had his ally. Whether people want to argue the point or not, he did, protect the alley that he was living in. To kind of free him for any bullshit that was coming their way, and he did have some obligations to some of the allies that he was making at the time, like Angela, who else? Some of the trying to think of the other allies that he had in those pre times, like Redeemer. So she spawned. So I don't know. He did die too, like Endgame. That Endgame storyline. He did die, so he knows what that feels like. So I wouldn't say he's afraid of death, but
he's definitely not afraid of death. Yeah. But I think you're right. He's definitely more careless than he has been in the past, and I think it's been noticeable to me, and it's been so noticeable that it's got to be something built into the storyline of the character's growth. Because it seems like ever since 350, he's just been, like I said, winging it, seat of his pants, just kind of going, making some bad decisions. And let's not forget, like, his whole mission after 350 was to find a cure for vampirism, right? For Eddie. And that's just what happened to that.
Sorry, best friend. You're on your own.
He's just like, There's some, I've said it before, like, I've loved this story. I love the book going forward. Like, I'm always excited to read it. There's definitely some plot holes, and I don't know if that's because you went from McCoville, how you pronounce it, back to Todd McFarlane, and maybe some things haven't been wrapped up yet, or just, I don't know. But like that was the big thing. Like, he comes out in 351, he's like, I'm looking for the cure for vampirism, and then that's kind of just disappeared. We don't even hear about that anymore. We don't hear about Eddie after all that shit went down with him and Blood. So Blue Boy Comics is in the house, says, oh, there you go. See, maybe I need to read more of that stuff and get filled in. Yeah. Battle Beast #1 kicked ass. I scored the sketch cover from the Blind Bags original art sketch by Ryan Otley. Cheers. I heard that the Blind Bags were awesome cool. Like, there was different shit in there. I wanted to get one. I don't think my shop brought it in, and if it did, it went really, really fast. But like, some people were saying issue 2 was in the blind bags. Blue
Yeah,
Boy saying he got an actual original sketch cover by Ryan. That's like hell of a promotion. Shout out to those guys.
yeah.
And Skybound and all that for putting that out. Like that is a great idea. Some awesome extras for picking up that book. And I agree. Battle Beast #1 was really good. I enjoyed it, which we'll be going over next week with
No, 2
Patrick.
weeks.
Oh, sorry.
No, yes,
2 weeks.
next week. No. I see, bro. My dates are all
Okay.
fucked up. Yes, next week with Patrick Blaine, we're
Yep.
gonna be going over it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do the review of Battle Beast #1 next week on Ott and stuff. Check that out. It's like Bethesda made a Spawn Beth. I mean, I don't know pronounce that right. Made a Spawn game. Bro got lost on side quests. I'm not a gamer, so I don't get that.
You know what's funny? Spawn really is the definition of an RPG game where you don't even do the main story and it's nothing but side quests.
Oh, nice. Blue Boy said he got issue 2. It was an advanced foil cover as well. He said he pre-ordered 25 blind bags. Now that's a great idea. I didn't know they're going to be doing
How much
more.
do those cost?
Probably a lot by now. Are they going to do every issue? Is there going to be a blind bag in every issue? If that's the case, I need to get one if you're getting all that cool stuff in it.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's wrap this.
Woo!
Let's wrap this comic up. I know that Sean, we had a subject that we were going to bring up at the end of the show. Do you remember what that was? Because I forgot.
It was like, who do you think we'd want to take over Spawn after Brett? Who's?
Oh, we'll talk about that real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do we think that currently has the chops that could fill Brett's shoes? You know, we had a. Oh no shit.
Because Brett's only on for another, like 75, right? 375. I think he said as of now. As of the last time we talked to him, I think he said that he was on 375 and wasn't quite sure what was going on after that.
Yeah. So anything could change from that time to by the time 4 comes out. But like, you know, like Joe and I are like, get Silvestri, give him 3 years to draw 4 books, you know, or a page, whatever it works, you know.
Yeah, we were talking about like
really out there.
Yeah, if you want to go big, I would make a deal with Silvestri. Be like, can you do 3 to 5 issues and start working on it now? Take as much time as you want. Here's a future story we'll do. When you're ready, we can work up to it, and then we'll get it in there, and it'll be a big old thing. I would do that right now, you know, just to get the name recognition on the book. Short term, I have no idea. Besides, like Philip Tan coming back and doing a run, which I would be ecstatic at.
Stegman, maybe.
Well, Stegman. Well, see, I'm gonna put not necessarily push back. I love Jay Lee, but his newer style is not the same as like that 90s dark style that he did. I don't know if it would fit well on the book, so that wouldn't really excite me as much. Stegman, possibly. I mean, if he did some of the because he does the more cartoony stuff. Yeah. But then he can also do a little bit more, what would you call it? Exaggerated realism. So if he was going to bring that style onto the book and not necessarily an Invincible style, I'd be fine with that. But if it was like that Invincible style, I don't know. Like I'm Stegman. I was thinking of Otley. Yeah, that's my bad.
Like Stegman, you know, like he's in that House of Capullo. You know, if you keep that one inker he has, JP Meyer, or get Adelsa to do it,
or
to gritty it up or cool it up.
Yeah, I would be down with that. Yeah, I was thinking.
Here's Jay Lee. Look, very talented. I know people are going to at me. It's okay. I don't read comments. This is Jay Lee art. 2 characters are standing there.
All right, hold a second. Let me. You want to? Let me. There we go. All right, here we go.
They're standing there. or maybe one character's higher than the other. And this one's looking at you, but this is what his figures look like. You know, and look, let's go over there. Look, that's a team shot. Look at all those characters there. That's a team shot. See, 5 characters.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's team shot. Team shot. It's double page spread. Double page spread. I'm channeling Rob, but I need exciting art for Spawn. I need powerful art, especially coming after Brett. Like he's the like he's the Babe Ruth currently. He's the Derek Jeter. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it's the reason why it's got to be so good is because Brett has set a bar that is going to be hard to get by. So Wiley J says the current Conan artist, although I hope he stays on Conan as long as possible. I'm not sure who that is,
gotta
but I
check
have to
that
check
out.
it out.
Oh, I know he's talking. Yeah, dude, he fucking kill it.
Jeremiah
But
Black,
he doesn't draw like that anymore.
Dwayne Turner. I was just going to say, yeah, Dwayne Turner would have been for back in the day would be awesome. But again, a lot of these guys have progressed in no shade.
No.
But they've progressed to different styles as they've matured over the years and done different things. I don't think they would bring the same kind of intensity that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Kyle Holtz would be dope.
That'd be cool.
That's Rick.
That'd be cool.
Hail the Lord's Laugh says shots fired.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I just had a name in my head and I was trying to hold it while you guys were talking about Jay Lee. Fuck, who was it? Oh man, that's gonna bug me. I would want somebody that Liam Sharp. He's doing the medieval Spawn.
Is he still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the medieval Spawn that's out now that we reviewed, but he's still doing one that's going to be coming out. He released something on social media like a week ago. Showed a page from it and it looked awesome. It was like Conan.
Okay.
Like it looked like friggin' right out of like a Conan book, except it Spawn. I was like, this is what we've been waiting for. So
Okay.
I would be cool to see him jump on the main book because he's got that kind of detailed style.
Yeah.
Wayshack might be kind of cool.
Oh, dude.
But it's not up to the level of Brett, and that's the thing. Like I can think of
Wayshack, man. I don't know, man.
Dude, he's not on the level of Brett. He's awesome. Good style.
He can bring the gun.
What?
Wayshack can bring the big guns.
Yeah. I love his art.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, but
very talented. He's no Brett Booth.
it's no Brett motherfucking Booth, and that's the thing we got to remember. Like I can think of awesome or fun artists that could take over the book, but like who's going to elevate it to where Brett has taken it right now? Brett has made it all its own since he took over the book. I mean, this is completely now, like when you think of visually Spawn, you're thinking of Brett right now and just the world he's created, the character designs. There needs to be somebody that can kind of carry that. We don't want to go so drastic, right? Like that's what I hate as a comic book reader. You've fallen in love with this book because it's got this art, and then he leaves, and the next artist comes on, and it's like so drastic that it pulls you right out of the book. At least that's what it is for me visually. So I don't know. I think not current.
With Adelso inks, just because Adelso can gritty up, because I know what you're going to say. He can still bring some good textures.
Yeah.
Like that Finchy texture.
Yeah, he's crazy slow.
I don't think he'd be able to hit that deadline, man.
Old school flat. Yeah. Old school flat, 100, I'd be down.
Then give me Finch.
Finch would probably be the only name I could think off hand that could jump right on and kind of carry that forward. Yeah. Yep, I'd be down with Finch for sure. I don't know. It's a good discussion. It's we'll find out one of these days, but Brett's not going to be on the book for forever. And that's a sad thing.
Since we willed Brett onto this book, let's just start saying that David Finch is going to take over Spawn
or Silvestri.
One of those two.
Yeah, we'll will one of those guys onto the book since we
we
take all the
breaking news. David Finch just got signed on.
I know. I was just going to say we take all the credit in the world for getting Brett on Spawn.
Yeah.
Because why not? Because we've been talking about it for years.
Since we started,
we're talking about we're like Brett needs to do Spawn at some point, and eventually, so I'm saying it's us. It's because of us. So let's make it out there. Let's get it out there. Let's get Finch on the book after Brett departs or Silvestri. Let's do it. All right. Quick, going around the horn. Give me your thoughts on the book and give me a rating. Let's do it.
I'll go first. Solid 10. Great setup. One of the best setups I've seen in a very, very long time. It reminded me of whoever does Independence movies with some cool shots from Michael Bay. Beautiful art from Brett Adelso and the colorist that's a fan of our show. I'm sorry I forget your name, but
Robert Nugent.
Robert Nugent, Ted's nephew. But yeah, I am excited for 364. Like this should have been like 374, and like
That's right.
364. It's just like wow, like the book just keeps getting better and better, more in tunes. It's my favorite monthly book. Doesn't say much because I don't really collect that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid 10 all around.
All right, that's our first.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
That's the first 10 of the night. All right, Zach, what do you got?
It's definitely a fucking 10.
No.
Now I say that nervously
No.
because if they just
don't
made
judge.
that huge of a reveal by bringing God in, then it just tells me that whatever the fuck is coming out within these next few issues is going to be nothing but 10s. It's going to be amped up to no extent. So that's what
I
I'm
agree.
expecting moving forward. So like if that like next few issues are anything but, then I'm gonna have to rate it lower. But for now, it's a 10.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
All right, 2 10s. I love it. I'm gonna go with 10 as well. From the get-go reading this book, the epic setup, just the intro of seeing the 3 different realms. You've seen God, Gaia, Nyx, and then jumping into Spawn and the rest of the Spawn characters as they're getting ready to fight this kaiju. It was just so well done. The art was amazing, and it got you just pumped for what's coming next. And like Sean said, I didn't expect it to be at this point. I thought we were still going to be building up to like 375. I know Paul was probably the only one in the show saying he thought it was going to be something big coming up at 365. So shout out to Paul. Something big is coming in the next issue, and it's going to be the setup to the setup, like I was saying. So, yeah, 10s all around.
I
Let's
gave
go.
it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Yeah,
What
10
movies
banger.
are
Varsity Blues.
like,
Hell yeah. Michael Pritchard
Josh.
says, since Brett Booth was on Backlash, you guys been trying to get him on. Yes, ever since then, ever since the 90s.
Mhm.
That's how long it's been. And we willed him onto that book. And we even told Brett that, and he agreed. He was just like, it was you guys, like we started the movement. Todd listened. So
Mhm.
we're taking that all away.
And I'm still waiting for him to put like our names in the background like graffiti.
Yeah. I need to tell Brett that, dude. If you ever get a chance, drop like our name or Ott and stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna work on that.
Destroyer and Type 1 are the coolest comic books in Spawn. You should back them both. Don't be bums or ludicrouses. As much as we do for you fine folk, entertaining you on a weekly basis, hours upon hours of our dedicated time, don't be bums.
That's a fact. Speaking of which, and I know that Paul was in the chat asking Sean, how's your book coming along? Type 1.
Great, Paul.
Talk about it.
I have 40 pages done. I am working on page 41 as we speak. 5.5 more pages to go. I have a deadline that I have set for myself for the end of June to get the artwork done and then get the colors to marvelous Dan Kemp. Go over the scripting, and then we are making progress to hopefully get everything into people's hands by September, October. Realistically, with the shipping and the funding of the packing and getting the shit out there.
Fulfillment, yeah,
fulfillment, dude. I'm shot, but yeah, man, no,
it's all good. Me too.
Books are great. Having a lot of fun. I might have to push it to 48 pages just for my own reason, but
you do what you gotta do.
I got a date that I have in mind in June that I want to keep to, and I'm on a good pace. So, like, I'm just drawing, I'm just working. One day, we'll figure out this whole revamping the campaign.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point.
There's a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
$10 away, I think, from 10K between this.
Still only 10, guys.
Yeah,
it's been this way for a little bit. We just need one person to back one book, or just give a donation of $10 to get this thing to 10K. We're talking about 10K altogether, and with Indiegogo and Fund My Comic.
Yep.
So who's it gonna be? Somebody out there on one of those two platforms. Push this thing past 10K. Let's go. We can do it. I know we can do it. That needs to be the goal.
And look at that.
And this is my cover. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, my cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Never mind, everybody.
No, what you need to be talking about how fire this cover is, and how what a great intellectual collaboration Joey and I are when we talk
Yeah.
about things, and how this is a glimpse into the future of where Strees will be going within Type 1, and with the next issue going to be just a standard, maybe 22 to 25 at best page comic book. The world's I'm changing the format. Instead of doing condensed trades, we're getting regular floppies. So
Yes.
more
Yes.
issues, hopefully more issues per year. But I got a good shit. But get Dan Kemp, Marlo Alquiza, Joe M Sonntag. Get this cover. Get the Ultimate One tier. You're not gonna be disappointed.
Definitely do it. Definitely do it. Don't be a bum. Back Type 1.
Yeah.
Links are down below, everybody. Do it. Quick update on Reaper Destroyer. I am working on issue 2. I've got 2 pages done of issue
Fire.
2. Pencils. I sent those out to Marlo to get inked. So however long that takes, we'll wait for that. And then because I'm trying to amp up here. I want to drop the mailing list for this probably around the end of May, and probably aiming to launch sometime in July or August. We are less than 250 orders from getting everything fulfilled. We're working on a lot of the foreign orders right now. There are still some domestic orders we haven't got out yet. Part of that reason is, and I need to make an update on the actual page, but part of the reason is that because of the end of the campaign, we had such a swell of backers at the end. I had to go and reorder more metal prints. So we're waiting for the metal prints to come in because your orders are ready to go. We just can't send them out without your extras. Otherwise, you'd be cheated out of it. So we're waiting for the metal prints to come in. Once they come in, we're sending everything out, and we're going to wrap this thing up. I am hoping by mid-June that it's going to be done, and we're done with this thing fully and moving on to issue 2. We're ramping up for a Kickstarter as well. This sometime in the summer, we're going to do just ninja launch a Kickstarter. I'm going to put a sheet out there for a little bit, then just launch it, see if we can catch anybody out there, some new readers to bring them in, try to bring up some hype for issue 2, and we're going to get going here. So there is an awesome Brett Booth cover that I showed you guys the inks before. It's not hit social. Well, it did hit social media. We're going to be showing off the colors as soon as we get them as bringing up hype for the sign-up sheet. We're going to show off the colors probably sometime end of May, make a big thing out of that, bring up the hype, get the sign-up sheet out there, and start building up this hype for issue 2, guys, because issue 2 is going to be badass. I'm telling you right now, we're going in a direction I don't think a lot of people are going to expect, and it's going to be awesome. I'm just saying
Pages
that.
look great.
Awesome right
Pages
now.
look great.
Yeah, producing some awesome shit, like some of the best stuff right now. I'm so excited. I'm in the zone. Marlo's got a great idea of what he wants to bring with the inks, with textures and all this stuff. So great creative conversation. Same thing with Dave when it comes to color palettes. I think this book, I'm very proud of the way issue 1 looked and came out, 100%. But I think issue 2 is going to blow issue 1 out of the water when it comes to production. And I think that's a high bar we set with issue 1, and we're going to top it with issue 2. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. Zach, what do you got going on, man?
So I'll show the drawing of what I have so far.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have seen it before. Still busting it through.
Oh, yeah, doing the Creech still. Yes, dude, that's looking good.
Just kind of pumping through. Sorry, I've been slow on the drawings. Everyone in the chat, I apologize. I've just tried to time manage a lot of the projects that I'm putting together now this year. So one of the books that I'm in the middle of working on is a book called Mondor's Rising. It's about my alien character, and it's pretty pretty much I'm in the middle of roughing that story out. You'll hear some more details about that book as time goes on, but for now I'm just kind of keeping it kind of up in the air and loose because once the cover comes out, like once I let that's when I'll start to talk more about it. So I don't want to get anyone get too excited just yet until I start to actually have definitive dates.
I love it. Love it. Admiral Wackass says, check fund my comic.
All right.
Does that mean that you might be over 10K?
Let's check.
Let's check. Everyone's liking the Creech drawing there, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking badass. Page 41. Fuck yes. Is showed. All right. What do you got? Tell us.
$10,050. God
Awesome.
bless. God
Awesome.
bless.
Thank you,
God
Admiral Wackass.
Thank you. My God.
That's bad. We should what are we playing here? We got a classic. Let me find a classic clip.
Yes.
What are we gonna do this classic? I got an idea.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, oh.
My jungle love. Oh, yo. Hell yeah. Thank you, Admiral Wackass. You
Thank
are
you,
the
brother.
man.
God
Appreciate you.
bless. Fuck
And
yeah.
shout out to the chat and everybody watching, everybody that has backed our campaigns and supported us this entire time. You
Even
guys
us.
make this happen, and it's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
5
Anything else?
years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This Thursday. This Thursday on Art and Stuff. It's not just our 250th episode.
Yes.
It's our 5-year anniversary. So again, thank you for the past 5 years of the chat just believing in us and just kind of being there for us, ups, downs, sideways, whatever. So we have a cool show planned. We're gonna talk about some cool art. I'll show some colored pages I got. Might not make sense at the time, but they look really cool with Dan's colors.
Yeah,
So
some awesome stuff that's been
we're
coming
just
in.
gonna kick it. We're gonna have a good time, and just kind of have a good time. I don't know.
Yeah, join us.
Yeah.
It's we're not going to go crazy like we have done in the past because it's a weeknight. It's hard. We understand. But yeah, join us. 5 years. It's been a hell of a journey. We started this thing in 2020, right before COVID came in, or right as it was coming in is when we started doing this. And it's been a blast where we've gone, who we've interviewed, who we've talked to, the friends we've made, not only on the panel but in the chat, people that have stuck with us from that time. So. Yeah, it's been awesome, and to think we've been doing this for 5 years, and let's go for 5 more. So
fuck yeah, baby.
Join us Join us Thursday at 8 p.m. for the 5-year anniversary and the 250th episode of Art and Stuff, and we will be kicking it, looking at awesome stuff as usual. So, all right, chat, thank you so much for joining us. Go find a live stream and get dirty. You know what I'm talking about. Until then, I just want to say I love you guys, and be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Hell are you? Spawn. You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor. I feel betrayed, trapped in the grave.